Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's meeting. Our project focuses on sponsoring medical needs and providing food for stray animals and animal shelters. Stray animals face issues such as injuries, disease, starvation, and lack of care. At the same time, many animal shelters are overcrowded and struggle with financial limitation. Therefore, this meeting is held to discuss more detailed strategies regarding collaboration with shelters, medical sponsorships, feeding programs, and volunteer management so that our project will be effective and sustainable. The meeting is officially called to order at 9 a.m. I now invite the Secretary Aini to note the proceedings of this meeting.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. The agenda for today's meeting includes project updates, collaboration with shelters and NGOs, planning of feeding programs, volunteer engagement, and distribution of responsibilities. All members are present and there are no absentees.
Before we proceed, I would like to briefly outline the ground rules for today's meeting. Only one person may speak at a time. All opinions should be respected and the information discussed shall remain confidential. May I have the committee's agreement on these terms?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Let us proceed with the meeting. We shall proceed to agenda item 1, confirmation of the minutes from the previous meeting held on 5th January 2025. Are there any corrections or amendments?
Excuse me, Madam Chairperson. I would like to make a slight correction. The date should actually be 5th January 2026, and my full name should be written as Nabihah Zafirah Binti Rolazha. I hope this correction can be recorded properly to avoid confusion in future documentation.
Thank you, Nabihah, for the clarification. Aini, please record the amendment. Are there any further amendments? Okay. If there are no amendments, may I have a proposer and seconder to confirm the minute?
I propose that the minutes of the previous meeting be confirmed.
And I second the proposal.
Thank you. The minutes are confirmed. We will now move on to matters arising. I would like to invite members to report their progress.
Thank you. I was assigned to look into community awareness activities. I have contacted two secondary schools and one university club. They show strong interest in activities such as talks on animal welfare, responsible feeding, and voluntary programs. These programs will not only help stray animals but also build compassion, leadership, and civic responsibility among students. In my opinion, awareness is very important because without public support, our project will not be sustainable in the long run.
Regarding medical sponsorship, I contacted two veterinary clinics. One clinic agreed to provide discounted treatment and vaccinations, while another offered free monthly checkups for selected injured stray animals. This is very helpful because many strays suffer from infections, skin diseases, and untreated wounds. With clinical support, the animals will have a higher chance of survival and adoption.
However, I would like to raise a concern. Even if clinics are agreed to help, transporting animals to clinic may be problematic. Some animals are aggressive, scared, or badly injured. We must also think about volunteers' safety and availability of proper cage of carrier.
Thank you. That is an important concern. We will discuss transportation logistics under volunteer section. We now move on to collaboration with shelters and NGOs. I invite Najihah to share her views.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I suggest that we collaborate with only three animal shelters first. These shelters are already handling many stray animals and need support for food and medical treatment. By starting three shelters, we can evaluate challenge before expanding to more shelters later. Quality is more important than quantity at this stage.
Sorry, may I seek clarification? Do you mean the project will involve only three shelters in total or three shelters as a starting phase before expansion?
Thank you for the question. To clarify, I propose three shelters as the starting phase. After we assess our capability and financial situation, we may increase the number of shelters involved. I am not limiting permanently to three.
I understand your point, but I would like to disagree slightly. Many shelters are overcrowded and some animals do not receive enough food or medical care. Limiting to three shelters might mean leaving out those that are more critical.
We have two valid perspectives. To reach a decision efficiently, we will vote option A, start with three shelters first. Option B, include more than three shelters immediately. Okay, so who will agree? Option A? Okay. The council the council agrees to begin with three shelters first. We will now discuss medical needs and feeding schedule planning.
I propose that we prioritize injured, sick, and malnourished animals for medical sponsorship first, because they are the most vulnerable. Treatment can reduce suffering and increase their chances of adoption.
I fully support this. If we ignore emergency cases, animal suffering will increase. Early treatment also prevents the spread of diseases like mange and infections to other animals.
Regarding feeding program, I suggest a semi-flexible feeding schedule. Different areas have different numbers of trays. Fixed timing everywhere may not be suitable. We also need to observe whether leftover food attract pests.
I agree with the idea, but I'm slightly concerned that the flexibility may confuse volunteers. They might not be sure when or where they are supposed to feed.
Let me clarify. What I mean is fixed day, such as every Tuesday or Friday, but flexible routes or times depending on the area. This way, we maintain structure while adapting to real conditions.
Thank you for the explanation. Since there is no strong objection, the committee agrees to implement priority treatment for injured and sick animals and semi-flexible feeding schedule. Aini, please record these decisions. Next, we will discuss volunteers.
I suggest organizing proper training sessions for volunteers on animal handling, hygiene, and basic first aid. Trained volunteers are more confident and less likely to harm themselves or the animals.
I support that. Training also helps volunteers understand emotional needs of animals such as fear, stress, and trauma, not only physical care. This can build empathy among the community.
I'll also propose that duties are rotated so that volunteers do not feel exhausted or burdened. Some can handle feeding, some transportation, and others documentation or social media updates.
I will be responsible for preparing volunteer lists, duty schedules, and communication channels so that information flow is clear.
Excellent. The committee agrees to conduct volunteer training, ensure rotation of duties, and prioritize safety for both animals and volunteers. To summarize today's meeting, first, collaboration begins with three shelters first. Second, priority given to injured and sick animals for medical sponsorships. Third, adoption of semi-flexible feeding schedule. Fourth, volunteer training and rotation of duties. Fifth, awareness programs with schools and clubs will continue. A follow-up progress a follow-up progress meeting will be held to review implementations. The next meeting is scheduled for 10 March 2026 at 10 a.m. at the Al-Farabi meeting room. Before we conclude, let us end this meeting with Tasbih Farah and Surah An-Nas. Okay. Thank you everyone. The meeting is adjourned at 10 a.m.